at the scene, accompanied by some of his heads within his department. He's going to head towards the scene at the moment where that large hole is, and I guess to try and get a sense of what exactly they're dealing with at the stage. Very interesting that we might also learn whether they will resume with the rescue mission at the stage. All of that will become clear in the next few minutes, Natasha. I think what we'll do at this stage is we'll let you go for now so that we can perhaps move towards that direction. Let me see if we can't do that as we speak. If Herbert Memela is not in a position to move with us at this point, just bear with us. Live television at this point, Natasha. We'll move here towards where the Mineral Resources Minister will be having a look at this hole where these illegal miners did go through, and we're still waiting, of course, to hear at this stage whether the operation itself will resume, and exactly what he will say about the conditions underground at this stage. We'll just try and move a bit towards this direction to see if we cannot get a shot of the Mineral Resources Minister as he goes and he inspects the area at this stage. We'll try and move a bit towards this direction here, if we can just make our way through. He's obviously going to get a briefing from those in charge. Of course, we see is also accompanied by police here at this stage. I'm sure he has received quite an extensive report from the Johannesburg Emergency Services who have been dealing with this situation since it unfolded. We'll hear from him, I guess, very shortly about whether the rescue mission itself will get underway at all at this stage, but receiving, I guess, another briefing there from the police as well as some other senior authorities there about whether it would be safe. In terms of the numbers at this stage, Natasha, it'll be very difficult to say how many remain underground, because some of those who have come to the surface, we understand, are not part of the group that is trapped underground. So we'd really want to get some clarity on how police and the minister himself would be able to tally the numbers and get an exact figure, I guess, of exactly how many people remain underground at this stage. But just to bring you up to speed at this stage, over the past couple of hours, we saw 3 arrests taking place just a few minutes ago, and 4 arrested yesterday, 2 of which were in hospital and were also discharged, so bringing the total to 7 illegal miners who have been arrested here. But in terms of the official numbers of exactly how many others remain is the big question at this point, as relatives cling on to the hope that their loved ones will surface alive as the hours continue, or the clock continues to tick. Much concern, I must say, from these relatives about when all of this will come to an end, and exactly how the Mineral Resources Department plans to deal with the scourge. If we look back, you'd recall illegal mining, according to some of the reports that have been tabled by those in the mining industry, indicate that illegal mining is dated back to 2007, and a 2009 report had indicated that it's costing the economy about 5.6 billion rand. That's the cost to the economy in terms of illegal mining, and that 1/10 of the gold that is mined is stolen. So this really makes it a lucrative business for those who are involved in illegal mining. The minister is still getting a briefing at this point from the authorities. We're just being told to move back just a bit here. I'll just get out of the shot a bit and see perhaps if we can't just very briefly there speak to the minister, and perhaps we can take him live here on SABC News, but I think he would want to brief the media. Minister, if we could, for just a few seconds there. Sorry, sir.
The wall, please.
We're being told to go behind the wall at this stage. I think, Minister, if we can just quickly just grab you here on SABC News. Thank you very much for your time, Minister. A very good afternoon to you. Let's just grab you while we're here, Minister. Minister, an unfortunate situation, of course, here at the Langlaagte mine. Certainly that brings you here today. What update have you received from the authorities?
Well, the rescue mission has been stopped temporarily because of the conditions underground. We are assessing those conditions, and should they get better, we'll resume the mission to get the bodies and bring them to the fore.
Is there no indication at this stage? When will you know if this rescue mission will resume at all?
Well, the fire has to be stopped and the smoke, and after that we'll then get a briefing whether it is safe to commence, and we'll make it public.
There is concern at this point. A bit earlier on this morning, some of the irate relatives who've been waiting for hours are saying that given that the rescue mission has stopped, they want to go underground themselves to go and find their relatives.
Well, we request the people of South Africa to be patient. This is illegal mining. Conditions underground here are not suitable for people to walk underneath there. There are places where you have to crawl and so forth and so on. We do not want to worsen the situation about people who will go underneath, trying to rescue others and get trapped themselves. Our request is to the people of South Africa to leave this rescue mission to the people who are trained for it. We are doing all in our power to rescue the bodies, so let them be patient.
Minister, some of the concerns from residents around this area is that these mines are disused. They've not been in operation for a very long time. They complain that some of the holes have been left open. Hence, it's made it so attractive for these illegal miners to gain access. When will South Africa reach a point where some of these mining companies are actually held to account for the areas which they've left abandoned?
Well, there are two situations about your question. There are mines that are still owned by companies, and those companies are responsible to close the holes. There are ownerless mines that we are responsible and we're closing the holes. But in this case, where we are standing, it's a heritage site. That's where mining commenced during 1800s. This used to be, it's still a heritage site, and we're talking to the Johannesburg municipality to take a decision whether do we still want to continue with this being a tourism attraction site, or our view is that we should try and close this to be smaller so that people cannot gain easy access as they are doing currently. So those talks are there, they are ongoing, and we'll reach a conclusion.
Are you saying you're looking to review whether to keep this as a heritage site?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the holes, size of the holes and the current scene as it is. That's what we're talking about.
Minister, illegal mining is, of course, a massive problem in South Africa. How does one stop it?
We are arresting a lot of people. This year alone, we have arrested around 800, including the kingpins. We have gone forward to talk to the AU because the market is not in South Africa, it's outside our borders, to try and help us in this issue. It's a big issue. Most of the people who are involved in illegal mining are not even South African residents. They are coming from other countries, and some of them are young. We have a committee that deals with that issue. We must acknowledge that this is one of the problems that is on our table, and we want to thank all the stakeholders working with us, your police, Hawks, and many other stakeholders, including your Home Affairs.
Are we going to see? Perhaps the rescue teams go and assess the situation, perhaps in the next couple of hours, to assess whether the smoke that has been detected has subsided? Are we going to see the rescue teams go in any time this afternoon?
Well, that work I've left to them to brief me.
Any indication, though?
They are consistently monitoring the situation, using their equipment. I may not have those details now, but the situation is being monitored and I'm getting regular reports in terms of the situation.
Paint a picture for us. You know, this is such a serious problem in South Africa. We've even seen the department itself, even before you were in this particular office, Minister, set up a team to look at this, where you've got the different stakeholders, the South African Police Service, as well as other parties, look at the issue of illegal mining. A 2009 report, which it indicated it's costing the economy about 5.6 billion. That certainly seems to be on the increase at this point, as illegal mining is not subsiding.
We have made great strides by not only arresting those that are being used by kingpins. We are arresting kingpins with gold in their possession, and we are happy with the progress that we are doing. This is a problem, we agree with you, but we are optimistic that we will overcome this problem.
So, just finally, Minister, no indication when all this will come to an end. These irate residents and families of those who are trapped, there's no indication when they'll get help?
No. Currently, the report is that the situation underground is not conducive. We're monitoring it. We are with the families of the affected people. We ask them to work together with us and the committee. This is in the best interest of all of us. But currently there's no indication.
Just finally, clarification at all from the authorities on exactly how many people they are. Because this morning we had about 3 of the illegal miners who came from underground, another 6. The numbers seem to surpass the information that we have been given as the media at this point. Do you have any idea how many people are underground?
We do not have an idea. Different illegal miners who have been contacted during the rescue mission are giving us different indications, and we do not want to confirm any of them.
All right, the Mineral Resources Minister there, Mosebenzi Zwane, after receiving a briefing from the different stakeholders, and what certainly seems to be the case at this point is that the rescue operation will not get underway. It seems like it's going to be a very long wait for the relatives who've been here since very early this morning, hoping for some news on perhaps when the rescue mission will be able to go back and search for their loved ones at this stage. I think even more concerning is the fact that we're not any clearer at this stage about exactly how many people remain trapped underground. We understand, of course, according to the minister, that the conditions are still exceptionally dire, and that the relevant authorities, the rescue teams, would need to assess the situation first before they can even decide to go back underground and check if at all it would be conducive to send their teams down there and try and rescue some of those who remain trapped at this stage. I think we're going to go and attend to that media briefing at the moment, Natasha. You just have to let us go at the moment to see if we can get any further information from the Mineral Resources Minister Mosebenzi Zwane. But certainly at this stage, the latest news is that this rescue mission will not get underway anytime soon. The relatives of those, of course, who remain trapped, that's certainly not the news that they want to hear at this stage. But we'll try and keep you updated here on SABC News about the latest as we just attend to that media briefing at the moment.